Well, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Ace Boogie, and you are tuned into Radioactive Podcast. And I have a special guest here with me today. Sir, please introduce yourself.
What it do, San Antonio? It's your boy AE, official Mr. AE on all social medias.
Man. So, what is it that you do? What brings you here today?
So what really brought me here today was my boy Clifton told me I needed to increase my social media presence.
Okay.
And get out there and get the city to know who I am.
So he told you this is the place to be.
Yeah.
I see. I think he was right.
Right. Yeah, it's a vibe in here, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. We get down here at Radioactive, man. Like I said, I think we have the ear of the city, and like I said, we definitely gonna have some things to talk about today. But what is it that you do?
All right, so I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper, hip hop, R&B. I guess I say specialist. I say moment creator now because I'm throwing shows now too. So just stepping into different creative spaces. But I identify as a rapper.
Okay.
Identify as a rapper. Yes,
so you've done a few things. You were actually interviewed on Voyager, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I had seen on Voyager you had talked about there was a book that you had read that like kind of reprogrammed your mind. Can you tell me like what were some of the things that kind of changed your thought process when reading that book? And what was the book called?
I can't think of the name of the book right now.
Okay.
I think I have it in my bag, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But in the book, it just had very simple phrases and like just things that made you just help you slow down and realize that you're in a present moment. Made you realize that you might be stressing over things that you might not need to be stressing over. That relax. You're only human. You can only do so much, but you're doing a good job because you're still here today, thriving. And it just like a lot of little messages, a lot of little affirmations that kind of just like reset the way that I thought about a lot of things and went into like stressful situations. Like I no longer really stress about like little things. I just understand it's part of life. It's just gonna happen.
Okay. So reading up on you, I see you started at a very young age, and you said a friend of yours exposed you to 3-6 Mafia, and you kind of just like they inspired you to start rapping, huh?
Yeah.
So tell me that story, man. Tell me that story.
Man, so my boy Craig. He was like, so I was in like elementary. He was probably like 7th, 8th grade. I was in like 3rd, 4th grade. So we had that big age gap, but that was my boy. And back in the day, back in the 90s, I don't even know what the demographic of this crowd is, but back in the 90s, we didn't have cell phones. We barely had cable. I mean, we did, but we didn't pay for it.
Right. Bootleg cable. Y'all remember the bootleg cable time?
Yeah.
You pay somebody on the side, like, yo, hook up the cable.
That black wire you hook up.
Man.
I used to hate like going home from school and trying to catch Dragon Ball Z and the big cable be cut.
Oh boy, it's like they cut the lifeline on you.
Back to PBS.
Yep. Yes indeed. Watching Golden Girls and whatever else come on regular TV.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
What was the other one? Was it Zoom? Man, it was so many things.
Yeah. Man,
PBS was, I ain't gonna lie, PBS was a lifesaver.
It was.
That's crazy. But yeah, continue with the story. What happened? He came out to you, he was like, oh, dude, look at this. Like, what happened?
So we had a boombox, and he had like a case of CDs, and we just like listened to we sat we just sat outside the door, and we just listened to CDs. And then he was like, man, let's rap. And he had the 3-6 Mafia CD. It was a Tear the Club Up.
It's an instrumental, wasn't it?
Tear the Club Up instrumental, Tear the Club Up acapella, and then there was like a club version on it. It was a DJ mix.
Okay.
So we would just had the Tear the Club Up instrumental on loop, just writing down just the craziest, stupidest raps ever. Just stuff that rhymed. That's we were just writing down stuff, and we just thought that we was cool. And that was, we thought we was doing it big time. But then following year, I went back to school. I must have been like 5th grade. Everybody was rapping. I don't know what happened, but everybody was like in circles rapping and reciting their raps that they memorized all summer. And I'm just like, I'm in these circles like, I can rap too. So I'm spitting the little raps I had, and I realized I'm kind of good at this. People freestyling, and I'm hanging around with the older kids, so everybody on my street. So I went to school with all the people. Like, I don't know, you from here, San Antonio? So you remember when John Jay won state?
John Jay what? Once what?
One state in basketball.
Okay, yes, John Jay.
So
yes.
back in, I think that was 1999.
Mhm.
So like all them cats on that team, like they all hung around my block, and I'm in elementary, hanging around with all these cats that play, varsity ball at one state that year.
Mhm.
So these people were rapping. These people were putting me on chopped and screwed music. I'm in elementary, absorbing all of this.
Mhm.
So like when I'm in school at this time, right, with all this, I'm able to freestyle. Like I'm like, okay, I got some bars.
I mean, looking back on it, would you say you was garbage? Now?
Of course, yeah, of course.
Can you remember some of them bars?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I can, but I don't even know if I'm.
He's too embarrassed. You too embarrassed.
I said it was like one was like I'm like Jay-Z. I'm still big pimping. Your mom got mad because she still owe me women. So something like that. Yo, I don't even care though because I was in elementary.
Yeah.
But that was a real life.
It was cool for how old you were and where you were in life at that time.
Yeah.
It's crazy thinking about how things kind of fall out of like fad. I was thinking to myself like, is punchlines relevant anymore? Because I mean, Texas, that's what it was all about back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you think they're relevant anymore?
I think they are. It's just certain rappers, right? Just
okay.
Like I know one rapper, Knots, FMG Knots.
Okay.
He's a crazy punchline rapper, and he'll hit you with a bunch of jabs in his flows. I got punchlines in my bars. I'm not really focused on punchline. I'm more focused on the lyrics, and if the lyrics, have a punch to it, and you catch it.
Why do you think punchlines faded out like that?
Because I don't think people can do it like that no more. You know what I mean? Like I don't really see people really expanding their bars or their raps or crafting their raps around that.
Mm-hmm.
The game kind of changed. It's like the rap game like really changed.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody really catching punchlines like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
So like in order to make money, you kind of have to. Well, that's the way that people think. In order to make money, I kind of had to catch this wave that's making money right now.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that wave is not lyricism or punchline rapping.
Right. Now, what would you consider yourself, a lyricist?
Yeah, absolutely lyricist.
Now, what qualifies you as a lyricist then? Cause I think those people that had them slick punchlines, like Lil Wayne, he had some slick punchlines, and it made me feel like as if he was a lyricist.
Yeah,
because of the way he put it together. So I mean, what technically makes you a lyricist?
Man, what makes you a lyricist is you can convey things convey things to people in ways that they've never heard it, in ways that make people think. Like, man, I like how you said that. I never thought of it that way, but it was crafty how you did it. Like, it was you put that in a very artsy way, and I'm gonna remember it like that. Like, safe sex is great sex. You better wear latex before you get that. You know what I mean? Like when Wayne was coming up with, and that's lyricism right there. That's like, damn, you right.
So then what's the difference between lyricism and punchlines? Because I kind of looked at those kind of like punchlines in a sense.
Well, I mean, because, all right, going back to that, right? So we're dissecting these bars, right? So, like, I want to say none of those were, like, punchlines, right?
Okay.
That was just, like, a cold, like, lyrics line, like, cold lines.
Yeah. Explain to me the difference. How do I know the difference then?
Like, man, punchlines is something that just hits you and make you go, ooh.
So it has to. So do punchlines have to be like a comparison? Like da 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 da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does it, when it comes to punchline, does it have to be a comparison?
I feel like it do. Like, you have to be comparing something. Like, it has to be a correlation. Like, I'm comparing this to this right here, and it's going to hit. Like, damn, I like that shit. I like the way you did that. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be the difference. So I want to ask you, because most people think that when being a rapper, it's easy to perform. You know what I'm saying? Because we look at R&B singers or anybody else, we want them to dance and so forth. But when it comes to rappers, it's like, oh, well, all you have to do is rap. But I know it's more to the performance. Can you break that down for us?
It's an art when it comes to being on stage, because it's not just rapping the song. You got things like breath control you got to take account of, right? On top of breath control, there's crowd control. You have to get the crowd's audience. On top of, like, you have to maintain your energy, because the crowd will peep if you're not in it. You know what I mean? The crowd will pick you apart and drain whatever energy that you have if you're not all the way in it. So you have to be able to have that presence on stage to be able to captivate the crowd. Because, like,
how would you explain presence?
Just exuberating confidence. Because if you're on stage and you're not confident and you're shy, that shows. It
Yep.
shows in your whole demeanor. It's like, oh man, this man's like looking down or looking all around, not really focused or just not really in it, like just kind of just humming over the song and just kind of maybe nervous or in their head and not able to lose yourself on stage. Like if you can't lose yourself on stage and you just look like, it's kind of like a practice, then like that's not, your best performance, I'd say.
Okay. And what do you think makes a rapper? What rappers? I'm gonna say it like this because when you talk about a rapper, there's actually different lanes. You know what I'm saying? Rappers aren't just in one bunch because you have your rapper that does R&B strictly. You have your rapper that does conscious rap strictly. Then you have rappers that might be more hardcore. Out of all those, which one do you think is more lucrative today?
Wait. So what do you mean by lucrative?
Will make the most money.
Man, I don't even know. Like, to be honest with you, I honestly don't see a lot of money being made in music nowadays. Like, we have so many people pulling on strings on the back end. It might look good up front, but then when you hear these stories about how much money these artists take home because of these backwards deals, or we got to pay this video back, or we got to pay this back. It looks nice on paper. A lot of things might look nice on paper, but that back end is what it'd be getting a lot of artists. So like, I don't really foresee a lot of money in music aside from touring.
What makes you want to do it then?
It's love, man. It's love.
So it's not about the money.
It's not about the money. The money will come. The money will come if it comes. But I do this because I love to make music. I have a message to say, and it has to get out. So I'm just the vessel to give out the message, and that's what I do it for.
So say one of your songs pop, and money starts getting involved. How are you gonna move differently from these other artists who, as you say, are rich broke? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put a lot of money in marketing.
Yourself.
And yes, of course. You have to invest in yourself, and like people, you have to take once you're done making the music, at the end of the day, you have to be like, okay, I am a business, right? How do I keep on doing this if I realistically want to just rap all the time? I have to monetize. I have to do things. How do you make money? You have to put money into yourself. And you have to get your name out there because those people are going to support you. They're going to buy, they're going to buy your merch, like the merch on the shirt.
All right, merch.
You got to use the platform, put the merch out. Then the music's good enough. People are going to want to see you in these places. So like sidetrack, a little sidebar, my bad, sidebar about me. I'm in the military, been in the Air Force for 14 years. I lived in Tucson, Arizona, South Korea, Italy, Florida, and now back in San Antonio. And I performed in all these places, and I was able to make money off of performing in all these places and spreading my name out there. It wasn't much money. I'm not rich from it, but I can say that I was a profitable rapper had I not, been influenced by the bottle of Grey Goose when I was in Italy.
Right. You partied all that money away, pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's young man mistakes, and you learn from them. But like I could have reinvested back into myself to, get more shows.
Which is what you do today. I remember you talking about that in that interview that, once you invested in yourself, it was like sky's the limit at that point.
At the limit, it was, yeah.
But what do you think about, I remember listening to Russ, and Russ was like, he said that instead of getting the front end money from the label, he said he went to the bank.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And got that money from them. So that way, when the money started coming in, he had to pay nobody back but the bank.
Same concept. You're just reinvesting in yourself. Like, I thought about saying, actually, like, that's one of an avenue that for myself personally, I'm looking into myself because I do have some big opportunities on the way coming up real soon, and I don't really want to, like, I'm about to be out the military, and the last thing I want to do is work for anybody but myself. Like,
which
for real, sense. I don't want to work for
nobody. But how do you sustain yourself on the come up? You know what I mean?
Shoot, you got to be creative.
And you got to hustle hard.
You got to hustle hard. Like, before I came here today, I went to go talk to a bar and was like, hey, I seen that dude live music, and I was like, hey, yada yada yada. I'm trying to throw shows here, shook hands, got a card.
Mm-hmm.
The other day when I was in Dallas, I went to go do some, I call it politic, and politic with some places like, hey, I got a song that fits this demographic. Do you think I can get this on y'all's playlist over here? You know, things like that. You have to think outside the box. People think radio, people think mainstream, people think, oh, I want to be the next big artist. But what about the song in JCPenney that gets spun over and over and over and over? That's money. What about that placement? Nobody. A lot of people don't think about these avenues, and that can be longevity money coming in right there. Because if you're up and coming rapper and you get a song on a placement, that could be a check for $3,000 in the mail, like every quarter.
Residual.
You get residual income right there, just by doing the music business the right way.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bags out there.
I want to go. Speaking of those bags, I want to go back to that original question.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to ask myself that same question, conscious rap, no, they're probably at the lowest end of the stick. Conscious rap, the R&B rap, okay,
yeah.
But that hardcore rap, gangster rap, and so forth, that's taking over. Like that's to the top. You know what I mean? And to me, in my opinion, that might be the most lucrative lane. But I guess I want to get your opinion.
I mean, I don't know if they really be like, honestly, like I need to get more into the more music politics and everything, but like I see it as more of the labels putting this up there. Like I don't know if these people.
This is what they're pushing.
Yeah, but is that image really them? Like, do they really have
it's not.
like these big chains and these cars, or is that a cut and we're taking all these video props back and you really only have $150,000 versus the million that you talk about?
Do you blame them for being fake per se?
Nah, because what people don't understand is, right, so I'm a rapper right now, right? But when this interview is over, I transform right back into Aaron Evins. I'm a regular dude, right? So what people don't understand is some of these rappers, it's a character. It's somebody that they can be outside of themselves.
Right.
And sometimes, like, maybe this person that's talking about all this hard stuff right here, it might not be that person. Maybe that's just who they are, who they want to be at that time, you know, like an actor.
A made-up character.
Yeah, made-up character. Like, there's a lot of rappers that are like that. Yeah, you got your real rappers, you know what I mean? But then you have, like, a lot of these people that are like that. Like, I saw a story about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and they're talking about how he was a cameraman, like just a camera dude just in the back in the corner one. And next thing they knew, like a year later, they seen him tatted up with Bloods. And they're like, that's not the same dude, right? But now he's a character. I mean, he has to stand on that character, you know, all the crazy stuff he be doing, but it's a character, you know. So I don't know if these rappers that are out there, you know, showing all this money and being in the club and everything, if that's really them, or is that the character that they made up or the label made up for them? That's a question like I want to know, because I don't know. I don't know if these people are really making all the money like they say they really are. I know Dolph was. I know. Rest in peace, Dolph. By the way, rest in peace. Dolph.
Yeah. They said they had a festival here, not just
last weekend. Last weekend, yeah, I missed that. I had to slide to Dallas.
I don't know how I felt about that, the Dolph exhibit thing, because it's like it was his things, you know, but it's just. I don't know. I guess if I'm gonna pay my money for it, I want more than that. Bring one of his artists to perform at least, or something. Like
right.
I need more than be able to look at his glasses, his car, his chain. I don't know. I don't have no excitement to want to go see that in person. It's not a person. It's not a thing. It's just. I mean, it's a thing. You know, it's something you just sit there and look at.
Culture, you know, culture, and culture forever changing. You know what I mean? Like culture forever. These young kids might want to see that, and somebody made money off it because you know everybody loves Dolph like that.
This is true.
It's true.
I want to ask you this: when it comes, and this is going on with culture, and being a rapper, do you think it's best to be a rapper with the same cadence, kind of like Migos or the Baby, or be a rapper with who can switch it up, who has that switch flow that you spoke of, like you know, J. Cole or Kendrick? You know what I mean? What do you see? What do you see? Again, being more lucrative out of those two.
Oh man,
because I mean, Migos make millions and billions of dollars, but then the person that has that switch flow also made, you know, Jay-Z or whatever, made the millions of dollars as well. But you know, being a rapper today, what would you tell that next guy coming up? Which if that was presented to him, what would you tell him to choose?
Focus on the flow switch, man.
Flow
focus on the
switch?
flow.
No,
Yeah.
why? Why do you choose a flow switch over that consistent cadence?
Uh, Me personally, I can't do too much repetitive notion like when it comes to like repetitive sounds over and over, and that made it hard for me to listen to a lot of albums straight through because I'm just like, oh, this sounds like the same song, and it could be some people's thing, but for me, like and how my mind works, I need substance. I need a flow. I need rhythm. I need
Sound like you
changes.
need creativity going on in your music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I don't know if you have. Did you get a chance to listen to any of the music?
I only got to listen to like maybe one.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
yes, but I mean, I can hear in you. To be honest, I can hear you being a conscious rapper. To be honest, like I can see that lane coming out of you.
Man, I got a crazy bag. Like I happen to be able to tie in conscious rap with like real rap and be able to give bars and lyricism at the same time. It's a bag that not a lot of people are in or could like flow in. So it's almost like a unique bag, a unique sound. I don't have a certain cadence. I know how to create different cadences and different bars. It's kind of crazy. It's a crazy flow. It's a crazy
cool.
flow.
Well, speaking of your many talents, you actually do coaching for up and coming artists as well.
Yes.
So what qualifies is artist development is the correct word. What qualifies you to do so though?
So I used to have a studio when I
Okay.
had my house. I had a studio called Vival Me Studios. I had a lot of people come through there. Had an engineer come through. Post, shout out to Post. What it do? Crazy engineer, crazy producer. He came through. Had a lot of people pay for sessions. But I got to see just different styles of different kind of artists, and I'm at the point to where if a artist that's coming through, because he had a lot of people that hit him up like, yo, I want to record, but he's like, yo, you're not at this level yet. You need to, there's steps, there's levels, you know what I mean? There's levels to it. You need to do these certain things before you spend your money over here. And with me, because that's not where you're at yet. But there's a lot of people that want to get to that level, but they don't know how to. With me performing all over the world, having a show coming out on Netflix about my music in May, I feel like I can let these artists that are coming up know, like, maybe this is hot right here. You have this working for you. You have this look, but your sound, your songs are just like a little off. Like this cadence could be worked on just a little bit. Just fixing these few tweaks right here, just to your image or to your music or to your style, could be the bam that you need to grow.
Yeah. I mean, well, speaking of this Netflix, now that right there alone qualifies you. I'm not gonna lie. But how did this come about? Tell me more about this Netflix. Is it a documentary? Is it a film? What is it?
So it's like a docu-series.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me more about this and how this came about.
So, man, crazy story.
Yeah, I didn't know I had someone that a famous person. Y'all didn't know that, huh?
You're what it do.
Tell me how that went about.
So it was like I mentioned, I'm in the Air Force. So about 2 years ago, there was an email that came out from the marketing team. It was like, hey, if you're a creative of any kind, submit your links, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Spotify, etc. Submit your links down here and we'll review it, right? And I'm like, I have nothing to lose. And at that time, it was crazy because I was just working on my Instagram. All right, hold on. Sidebar to that.
What you talking about?
So sidebar to that. This is about the time. Actually, this is when J. Cole just dropped his last album, The Fall Off. What's it called? And he said a line in there. He's like, "You better get off your ass, or Uncle Sam gonna have that ass re-enlisted." And I was like, and I was listening to it. I'm like, he's speaking to me. I gotta get up and grind, right? I gotta.
Well, what did that mean to you when you heard it? Like, what did it mean to you?
It meant that it made me look at myself and be like, look, I have 2 more years left, right? 2 more years left before I either had to re-enlist and stay in and do something I really didn't want to do, or grind and get to the point where I can do what I want to do, which is music, and not have to worry about anything. This is what I want to do. I have the means to do it. I just haven't been doing everything in my power to get to where I need to get to. And I had to have those hard talks with myself. And then after, like, I was working on myself and I heard that line, I'm like, wow, boof. Okay, I need to get up and get grinding. I need to
get out, get something.
I need to get up, get out, get something. Like, the only person that's stopping me at this point is me. Like, and so I had to get up from that point. And so from there, I started really taking rap serious. And I always rapped, but I was always like, you know, in the streets, you know, drinking, chasing women, living my best life in the 20, you know, just out there. I never, like, I rapped here and there, just made songs, but, like, you know, through it, hey, on Facebook, here's a song, you know, every 4 months, here's a song, nothing serious.
You weren't taking it serious.
I knew I wasn't taking it serious. And so at that point, I'm like, let me start working on my socials. Let me start growing my Instagram. Let me start getting in the studio. I start recording videos and, you know, doing everything the artist needs to do, making merch, working on my aesthetic and working on my bars and, like, you know, just going back to the drawing board. Like, how can I, like, grow? So at first I'm like, as much as I don't want to be on social media, I understand Instagram's a thing. So I started growing my Instagram. So fast forward.
So the email comes after all.
Yeah, email comes after all that. Yeah.
Okay, lucky you. You know what I mean?
And so I get a call about 3 months later, and Richard Cooper. Shout out to Richard Cooper, talent scout, right? So he's the genius that put this all together. And he's like, "Yo, man, I heard your song Rewind. I've been listening to it all summer. It goes crazy." And I'm just like, "Who's this?" We playing with my phone. I thought it was some kind of like scam call. And he's like, "Yo, man, just wanted to let you know that we're putting you along with 31 other creators in the Air Force on this platform on Netflix."
So this opportunity was through the military.
Through the military, man.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, you know, you're good. So so he calls and I'm thinking this cap. I'm like, what is this even about? And he's like, remember that email that we sent? And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. So from that email, me along with 31 other people in the Air Force that do all different things. There's poets, there's photographers, there's video creators, content creators, there's bloggers. There's another rapper, JB Bell. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's actually on here in San Antonio as well. Yeah, you know, you probably need to get him on here too.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm looking into him.
So yeah, they gave us this platform. We went all out to Austin. We all had our own show set that we all shot. And right now it's in the editing processes, and they're gonna release it in May. So it's coming out around May.
So what is this though? Are they just walking around with cameras following y'all? What are y'all doing?
So
or is it something you can't talk about?
Oh no, we can talk about it.
Okay.
So what it is the premise of the show is they wanted to show that there are creators in the Air Force who do this creation at this level on their off time. Like, yes, they're also they're serving the country,
so
but
we're more than just military.
Yeah, we're more than just military. So that's what the premise of the show is. It's like it's gonna be like more like towards the end. That's when they're gonna really make the tie into the military. But they're painting the picture from the creators' point of view, their perspective, what they're trying to like convey and show. So they have me rapping, like they're like, we have an idea for the episodes. It's during ACO weekend, so I'm out on ACO weekend in 6th Street just rapping, doing like sets, and I had and they set up a show on top of this hotel called In Cahoots. So I had a rooftop show, and they recorded and everything, and that's what's gonna be on there. The show, and then they did some interviews like how we're doing now, just like ask questions like about like me, my childhood, how I got into music, how I sustained like doing music throughout the years, and everything like that. And so it's gonna be like a docu-series. Yeah.
So was it weird having those cameras in your face?
Man, I was.
Did you have to bring that stage presence?
Man, like I had to exuberate like a level of confidence I didn't quite have yet. But I was just like, oh, you know, just acting all cool. But like I wasn't like really nervous. I was just like, okay, I'm ready for it. Just all right, what do y'all need me to do? And like just like kind of just looking at the people's reactions that are walking around like, who is this guy? And I just, you know, you can be nervous.
Cameras are powerful, my man. You understand? Camera, someone following you with a camera is almost everything nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, the power that comes with it. Continue.
But yeah, it was just more like I just had to like I knew that I had to like act and be comfortable because other people were looking at me uncomfortable. Like, what is going on? Who is he asking? You know, you could just see the questions that people were asking. I just had to just keep it moving. But like afterwards, like when all the cameras were all off and everything, oh yeah, man, I had a real sit down with myself. Like, what in the world was that? That was crazy.
Was it a surreal experience?
It was so surreal,
Wow,
surreal.
Wow. So when is this coming out?
As they said, around May time frame. I don't have an
So that's
exact
a couple
date.
months.
Couple months, man.
Oh man, you supposed to be promoting like crazy with that, man. We want all San Antonio to see this.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you putting us on the map in a sense.
Yeah. That's exactly that's the plan. That's exactly the plan. So the promo for it should be coming out this month, like the official promo. So with that, that's when all the marketing and we're gonna start pushing it out. But as of right now, so I hit the camera crew up. They're like, we're still editing. Your episode is not done. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got some shows at South by Southwest. Y'all want to come out and shoot me? And they're like, yeah. So I'm having them come out to shoot me at some of the events I have going on at South by because, one, it would be dope. But two, I want to show the world. Like, it's going to be in a worldwide platform. I want to show the world, like what Texas is.
Yeah.
I have a platform to do so, so I'm going to use it to the best of my ability.
Do you think this is going to help boost something in your career?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What do you envision?
Man, I envision craziness. I envision, honestly, I envision a world tour. Like, I envision me going back overseas.
Envision this. I'm going to be sitting watching it. I'm like, I interviewed that guy. I interviewed that guy. Expect a lot of that. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm out here right now because it's like, look, we all need this. You know what I mean? Like you can be like, look, check out this interview I did for this artist that's on Netflix. You know, that's gonna boost your profile, your platform up that much, and this is what we need.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly what we need. Yeah,
we definitely need that hype. Now, are you originally from San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, so. What do you think? I like to ask artists this. What do you think that artists in San Antonio are lacking? What is it that we don't have that Houston, Dallas, Austin have?
Camaraderie. We have a camaraderie.
I hear this from everybody. Why do we have that issue?
Because San Antonio is full of pride. Pride. It's a thing. I've noticed it. And
so even with these female rappers as well, you think?
I haven't had many opportunities to connect with a lot of female rappers out here, so
you couldn't speak on.
I couldn't speak on that. But a lot of these male artists, everybody wants to be Jordan, nobody wants to be Pippen, type thing. And it's like, yo, you do realize that like if we come together as a whole, we can grow so much more.
What are we missing here? Because every artist I talk to say the same thing. So it's like if all the rappers are thinking the same thing, where's the problem coming in?
Action. Nobody's taking action to change it. I mean, I want to say nobody. There's not enough people taking action to make that change.
What are you doing?
I threw a show last Friday. So what I'm doing is I'm using my influence and what I know to try to put other artists that are dope on to start throwing shows out there, because if I'm complaining that nobody's making a change and I'm not doing nothing about it, then I'm part of the problem. So I'm out here in these streets trying to find places to throw shows at, to put other artists on, to give them a space to pop off, and to get people in the city to come to these shows to see, hey, these are artists that are doing things at this caliber, and we're this dope. We all need to come together from all aspects, not just making music, but bar owners. We need to all connect with cameramen, that we need to come out, and we need to use the power of social media, the power of media to put all of these all of these elements together and grow as a whole.
So what else, man? What else do you have coming up, here in the future that you want to speak on and you want the people to know before we get into my little wild questions, man?
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that.
We're going to switch it up a little bit. But first, before we do that, I want you to talk about what you got coming up. What some things you want people to see, or, you need shows, social medias as well.
So I got a show this Friday. Do you mind if I get my phone?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, because, man, I'm not going to lie, y'all, I'm bad with this. Like, I'm working on tightening my schedule. That's what today was supposed to be, but I got caught in the state of flow, and I just had to keep going.
I know you can't wait till you get to a point where you have an assistant, you know what I'm saying, someone that can do all those type of things for you. I mean, that stuff is really needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even at the level that we're on now, It's crazy because I mean, you get a lot of local people want, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? And you end up double booking or all that can happen
it's
just
real
like
quick.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you got? What you got?
Okay, so what's the show I got coming up? Okay, it's called the Legacy Takeover Tour. That's gonna be March 3rd. Where's it gonna be at? 5500 Babcock Road. It's on my Facebook. So just tune in with me on the Facebook. I can share the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have coming up. That's March 3rd. South by Southwest, I have 2 shows. I don't know the times and dates on those yet, but I will get back to you on that. So just
great.
follow me, official Mr. AE, on all social media
Which
platforms.
one of these shows are you like the most excited about? Is it the South by Southwest?
Yeah, it's gonna be the one on the South by Southwest. So it was actually crazy. Speaking of culture, real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking on culture, right? So you know, a lot of these shows you have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to 2. I'm gonna reach out to a few more, but I reached out to 2 of them and let them know, like, hey, I can pay this fee, but I got these cameras guys from Netflix coming.
Mm-hmm. Like, use what you got.
Yeah, like, yo, we got all this, you know,
it's part of the hustle.
Yeah, part of the hustle. Like, hey, I got you. Do y'all want y'all show to be on Netflix? Like, do y'all? If so, then we can waive the fee and have me just go pop off.
Smart.
And right, you know, use leverage. Right, it's about leverage. You got to use what you have to get into these doors, right? To break these barriers open. And so one place was like, yes, that's actually real dope. Like, we're excited. And one place, which primarily the artists are from San Antonio, they're like, nah, we'll want you to pay the full fee, which is only $150. And I'm just like, okay, that's a culture thing, right? It's a pride thing. To me, that's how I see it. That's how I feel. Like, we're gonna we're focused on money, right? But we're not thinking about the big picture of we have a machine pushing, like we have a machine with real money doing real marketing, pushing a major episode that you can utilize for, like I said, for your platform, right? You can use this for your promotion. They can use that for their promotion, but we're not thinking big picture because we think small minded, and that's a big San Antonio thing. And I've traveled the world and came back to San Antonio and found out, oh yeah, we all still think the same, and it's actually kind of getting worse if you ask me, because I've seen it growing up and now I've seen it again, and it hasn't much changed.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Can I get that social media again? I think I cut you off when you were saying your social media.
Oh, official Mr. AE.
Official Mr. AE. Y'all heard it. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit, man.
Let's get it.
Are you single?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question. Do you think being a gentleman is dying in today's society?
I think
shoot the word gentleman, being a gentleman, you know, do you think that's dying in today's society?
Half and half. I think it's kind of diminishing a little bit, because I feel like a lot of females nowadays have a lot more masculine traits to them, to where it just makes a man harder to be that masculine figure. So where it's just like, all right, like, you know, we have to adapt to that. So it's like, all right, so what do you want me to do? Not be a gentleman? You know, so it's just like.
Do you think being a gentleman today might be looked at kind of feminine in a sense?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep,
like,
I sure do.
That dynamic switch is wild.
Crazy.
And it's crazy when you get too much masculinity in a woman, what it does, you know, to the balance. You know what I mean? I was talking to my pops this past week about. He was talking to me about you know, opening the car doors and things like that. Are these things that you are these things still in you to do to this day?
Honestly, sometimes I do. Like it's not like a automatic thing, but when I remember, I for sure do. You know what I mean? It's not like when I get out the car, I'm not running over to open up somebody's car door. Actually, man, I seen something crazy that like 3 weeks ago. Like I was in my car and I seen this guy go open the door for his girl, but like his girl like made him like wait to like open the door for him. I was just like, this dude is
wait. What do you mean she made him wait?
Like he went to go open the door for her, and like she was still like walking to the car, just taking her time on her phone. And he just there waiting to like close the door. It was like at least 2 minutes that he was just waiting with the door open before she came in.
And that definitely made him look like a simp for sure.
Yeah,
like, he should have been like, hurry your ass! You see, I'm trying to open this door for you. Now, when you sit there and say that, you know, pretty much when you remember, you know what I'm saying, do you think that that's something that it needs to be instilled in us? Or you think it's okay to sometimes forget?
Yeah, of course it's okay to sometimes forget. Like, we're not perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
so do you believe that the car door opening should be for every time y'all step out of the house, or only for special occasions?
man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna open the car door for every time. Like, if you're watching,
I feel,
I'm just, it's just logically not gonna happen. Like,
Right.
like, you know,
Like,
I
every
might-
time we step out of the
every
door.
time we step out of the door, like, it's just like my mind is not going to. I'm gonna open the door. Like, I mean, like, type shit like that. Like, you might as well like ask like, well, should dinner be cooked? Every, you know, like, like those are like yeah, those are gender roles, but I don't think that it should. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just not gonna be all the way. I'm not gonna be that perfect gentleman all the time, but I will remember to walk on the right side of the street, and I will remember
That's something
to.
I never forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will, do my best to try to get the door for you, like open the door to walk in the venue for you. Like, I'm gonna always do that because that's what a gentleman should do. Now, opening the car door, I can't hold you. Like, I'm not gonna get to that all the time.
Do you have any kids? You have any daughters?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask, how would you want your daughter's man, boyfriend or husband to handle that?
I mean, that's a good question. I sat with that when that happens.
I'm gonna see if you're gonna be a hypocrite or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I mean, yeah. In retrospect, I'd love for my daughter to have that gentleman to open that car door every time. But then I'm also understand that, like,
You understand?
yeah,
Okay.
I understand. Like, my man, hey, you doing what you can, because hey, us men, we have it hard. You know what I mean?
True.
We have it hard.
You know, another thing I learned is there's actually different levels to this gentleman stuff. So another thing my pops was telling me, he was like that some things that a friend of his did whenever women approached the table, because they were at a ball or some type of function. It was like a ball or something. And as the women approached their table, the gentleman would stand up and sit after the woman sits. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, every time? He's like, every time. And I'm like, so this is a whole nother level to being a gentleman, which, I mean, does look good, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, but I couldn't see myself, especially if I'm eating. And then, then a woman, she's coming back from the restroom. Now I need to stand up and wait for you to sit down, for me to sit down. Like, I ain't got no time for this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I said, I didn't even know that was even another level to being a gentleman, standing up, before, for the lady to sit down, you know.
Yeah.
Would you take those steps?
Man, it just depends how bad she was.
That's funny. Okay, check this out. If you were to do that, should you only stand for your date, or should you stand for, say it's a round table and it's couples at this table? Should you only stand for your date, or should you stand for all the women that are at the table?
Yeah, for my peace of mind when I get home, I'm only standing for my date.
So okay.
Shoot, that car ride could be like, you were standing a little bit too hard for her over there.
But women will find a way. They will find a way.
They will find a way.
You stood a little too much.
A little too hard. You smiled a little bit too much.
See, now I said the same thing. I'm like, your woman wants to feel special, and like it's only for her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how she would feel. Yes, you did that for her, but you also did it for everybody else. Does that make her feel a little bit less special, or does that make her feel like, yeah, my man's the shit? You know what I'm saying? I allowed you ladies to get this from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know which way a woman would take it per se.
Shoot. It depends on the woman.
I had talked to my girl. I talked to my girl about that, and she said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? She was like, it depends on the mentality of the woman. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm with you. So let's talk about marriage. Marriage might be something far away from you, but I want to get your mindset.
Been there, done that.
Oh, really?
Peace.
Well, I have to, man.
Good luck to you, though. Good luck to you, man. I was 22.
Yeah.
That wasn't. Don't get married.
I done been married and divorced, man, and man. But you know what? Would you do it again? Yeah. I think when you find the right woman, you will do it again. You know what I'm saying? I know. I definitely. You know what I'm saying? I plan on doing it again. Okay. I want to do it again. And, so yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm not scared. Are you? Would you say you scared of marriage?
Petrified. I still got trauma I'm working through. That's just oof. I can't say that I would do it again, but I will not say I won't. You know, it's a gray area for me because like you said, if I meet the right woman,
The right woman will change your whole mindset. Believe you me, because I was on the same thing you was on. You know what I mean? And now I want to be married. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I want to marry this woman type thing.
But
you know
found
what I mean?
you found you one though.
I found
yeah,
me
you
one.
found you one. That's different. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I get to that place and I found me one, then yeah. But I already told myself like if I do find me that one, we're gonna have to rock for a few years, not just like a year and a half
for life.
Before.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Especially if this is your second time. You don't want no third, fourth, or fifth time. This is for life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask you, do you feel that you need to know everything about that woman
at all?
What are some things that it's okay for you to learn after you guys get married? Because it got to be some things. There's certain things that's mandatory you should know before you marry someone, but it's got to be some things that it's okay to learn afterwards.
Like what though? That's a good question. I can't.
It is.
I don't know.
It is. I thought about that myself. I mean, is it okay for you to learn her shoe size after y'all are married?
Of course, why not?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that may not be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of what might be some other things that it may be okay to learn afterwards.
I feel like all the major things need to be covered before you get married, like mental health. Like, you know, like that's a big thing.
That's a huge thing.
You can't find that one out after.
That bitch was crazy.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So like you got a story, huh?
Just a few.
You said a few. Okay. Being that you were married, what was some hard lessons for you?
Some hard lessons for me. Well, one, I can say like learning how to express my emotions in a healthy manner.
Okay.
Yeah, I never knew how to really do that. I never was taught how to, so I had to try to learn, but I didn't know how to at the time. And it was never, I wouldn't say never, but for the most part, it wasn't like a healthy situation. Or when I did try to open that valve up, it was word twisting. So that's one thing I felt like I needed to learn. Just learn how to open up and be emotional when I needed to be emotional.
Now, do you think being emotional can bite you in the ass when it comes to these women nowadays?
Man, I'm actually reading this book right now called The Way of the Superior
The Way
Man.
bro, you late. Hold on, you late, okay?
I know, man.
I'm
I know.
actually on my second time reading this. I listened to the audio.
Oh, yeah,
and bro, this book is so good.
This book is a gem.
It is, man. That's crazy. I'm glad you said that, man.
I tuned in.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Yes, Way of the Superior Man. I think all men
need to read this book.
They need to, bro. Like, yes, man. They need to, because I mean, do you believe in gender roles?
Yes, I do. I mean, we're male and female, we're masculine, we're feminine energy. There's things that a man needs to do to provide, and there's things that a woman need to do to hold the household down.
Right.
I do believe that in the most biblical way to put it. Now, do I feel like that it should be strong? Like, where's my dinner at, woman? No, you know what I mean.
But what if it's Should it be like that? My thing is, if it's expected of me, then it should be expected of you.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Mean?
Like, if you hold me to this expectation to provide, then I'm holding you to this expectation to hold everything else down. Like that's if that's the expectation you want to hold me to as the masculine figure of the household, then yes, I'm gonna hold you to this feminine figure of the household. Yeah. I understand it's not gonna be all the time, you know what I mean, but I do think that those are primary gender roles that should be had.
Now, in the book, it says that. Okay, so in the book, it says that your woman can be dominant, long as you are submissive.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It sounds like it has to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a balance. Like, you know, someone has to have the role. You know what I mean? And I didn't know it was at first. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I didn't know it was possible for it to work having a dominant woman and submissive man. But I tell you what, when you have that role happen, it is a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know how they say power, absolute power control corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes I be feeling like when, and they may bash me for this, but sometimes I feel like when women get power, goddamn, they abuse it sometimes. And I've seen that a lot when the woman is more masculine than the man, and she will belittle the hell out of him. But in some dynamics, it may work. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it. I have seen it, but it's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare that you see when you have the masculine woman and the submissive man for it to flow well. You know what I'm saying? Without arguments and so forth. I mean, have you seen it?
I've seen it in a few instances where the woman was primarily the boss of the household, the loud voice, and the male was a submissive. And man, there was one time I also aged myself back when I was in Arizona back in 2009. I was kicking it with this one girl, and she brought me over to her friend's house, and it was like that. The woman was the masculine, and the male was the submissive. He was in the kitchen cooking, but he was saying, he was like, man, he's like, you know, I let her do her thing because I love to be in the kitchen cooking. Like this is where I'm at right here. And we had a good conversation. I'm just remembering this right now. That's crazy. But yeah, like I've seen it like that, and that was it, and they appeared to be healthy then. Like it wasn't. She wasn't overly bearing. She was being loud, but she wasn't being rude or disrespectful. She was still praising her man and everything like that. And I've seen situations where it's been like that, but then I've also seen that complete opposite where it's just like reptiles in the house.
But you know, I guess I gotta be fair because some men can abuse their power as well.
Oh yeah,
we've seen that too. You know what I'm saying? Where they just go too far. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where it's disrespectful, and it's like, so I guess balance is everything.
Balance is everything.
Going back on the marriage side again, do you believe if you married a woman, you know, y'all married each other, do you believe that whatever they're into sexually, you should be too?
No. No.
Okay. So I mean, should it be that to a certain level then?
I believe that if you're married, that it should be worked out at a certain point because that sexual compatibility is major in marriage. So that should be something you don't find out after marriage.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, do you feel like that's something that you should feel? I don't want to say pressured, but to be a good husband, that you should, you know, go with the flow with it. Like you should be more open to it. Do you think?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You should be more open to other words. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I'm talking about little simple things, I'm not talking about necessarily adding a third party, even though that's a whole nother conversation.
Yep.
But I'm just talking about just things with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe she likes anal and you're not into anal, but once y'all get married, should that be something that you should want to look into as you know what I'm saying, as the husband, and knowing that this is what she's into?
Yeah. You want to try to please your woman the best that you
right.
Yeah, to please your woman the best that you
I
can.
mean, and going both ways. That's why I asked that question. You know, should you know, succumb to their, you know, their sexual wants, your partner, whoever it is, especially at the point of marriage. Now you saying what if she want to play in your booty though?
You know, I've ran this scenario in my head, and I'm just like, look, if I'm married and she plays in the booty, and, you know, let her do her thing, like, because I'm married at this point.
Right,
you know?
right. So what we do is between us anyway.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying
that's
that
why, but I ain't gonna lie, that's where I'm kind of conflicted per se, because it's like, like I agree with you completely, 100%. Because I think that's gonna make y'all flourish. You know what I'm saying? If you can make her feel comfortable in all those ways, then I think y'all gonna flourish. But you know, when you give her any type of pushback, or she gives you any type of pushback, it's pushback. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna cause a little bit of a friction. So I ain't gonna lie, like I'm torn. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it will depend on what she's into, or he or she is into. You know what I mean? But then again, like I said, I kind of feel like you should start to get into whatever your partner is into, especially if y'all are married.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, man. I'm glad to be able to pick your brain and see what your thoughts is about it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like my married friends, we have these conversations quite often, and they're like, yeah, we do things, and I'm just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
y'all married,
I
y'all
don't think
gotta put some boundaries.
There is no such thing as weird.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When like I said, when y'all committed to each other for life, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, what other people think about it, it shouldn't matter
At all.
You know
At
what I'm saying?
all.
That is interesting. What if she's into farts in the face? Could you? How about this, Carisha? Right? She said she like getting pissed on. She would enjoy it. I don't know if you've seen that. The young Miami, when she was talking to Trina.
No, I didn't see that.
Trina. She was talking to somebody, and she told them like she doesn't mind getting peed on. Now, what if your woman asked you to pee on her?
That's gonna be a hard no. That's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
R. Kelly, nobody on. I'm not gonna.
I mean, but it's not. It's okay. You say R. Kelly, but that comes with you know what I'm saying. That comes with a type of stigma. These are two grown folks.
Yeah.
Your woman enjoys this. Are you okay with peeing on it?
No, there's a deeper issue. There's a deeper issue.
But nothing's supposed to be weird though.
But you want me to like that's
yes,
like what is she like?
She wants you to piss on her.
No, I'm not gonna piss on my woman.
Why? I know about it. Why? Because you feel like it's disrespectful. But this is what she wants.
But why does she want that? We got to talk about the why.
But we just talked about doing what your partner wants. You know what I'm saying? Sexually.
Like, if I didn't find this out before marriage,
but think about it. That could be something that a person might want to hide. And now that we married, I mean, I want to ask you this: is that okay? That you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the partner hid that sexual craving until after they got married. Would you say that's wrong?
Of course that's wrong.
Is it?
Yes, that's wrong. That's just like
I mean, because it's not lying, it's not cheating, it's not. I'm not deceiving you. I just let you know this little kink that I'm into after we got married.
See, but what if that becomes like a detrimental part of their marriage? Like it's just like,
because piss.
You're not.
I'm with you when it's detrimental.
And we're here right now because you're not pissing on me. I'm like, I'm not gonna piss on you. We gotta talk about why you did not tell me that you like to get pissed on before I put a ring on your finger. Because that's a good point. I'm not doing it. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna just.
So pissing is a deal breaker. Now, not pissing on you, but your woman wants you to piss on her. That's a deal breaker?
Yes, it's a deal breaker.
So you gonna call the wedding off?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is that deep? Is that much of a moral?
I mean, to me, we got to get into the reason why.
So you really think that? So this bitch might be crazy.
It might be crazy because like, what's next? What's next? Like, what if that kink? What if that kink is like, I'm done with this kink. I need something more.
Shit on me, please.
Yeah, on my chest. Like I'm not here to find. Goodness. I'm not gonna find out when lawyers got to get involved.
So I think we come to an agreement on the question. To a certain point, yes, you should satisfy your partner's sexual needs, whatever it is, to a certain point and extent.
To a certain point.
Okay. See how we worked our way through that, y'all?
I don't know. Like, to me, it depends. That's a loaded question because
man, I can only imagine. I can't see y'all comments right now because I was looking at my question, but I can only imagine the things they're saying in the comments right now.
I can only like what if like you talking to a freak that was like, hell yeah, I lick toes, type shit like that. But I'm not saying that I'm gonna be pissing on nobody.
He said pissing is where he draws the line. You gonna spit in their mouth? You spit in their mouth at least?
I spit in their mouth.
Okay. Yeah, so he ain't. Okay, you're not green with it.
No. I'm nasty, but I'm not nasty. Like,
oh man. Okay, man. Again, man, can you give a recap on your shows again, your social medias, things you want the people to know before we go?
Yes, sir. Official Mr. AE on all social medias. Energy Goes on all streaming platforms. That's a project that's out right now. Tap in with me on Facebook. Just type in Facebook.com/official Mr. AE, Instagram.com/official Mr. AE. I'll keep y'all posted on all the shows I have coming up. Friday, March 3rd, got a show coming up. All the info is on my Facebook, and all the info from South by Southwest will be coming up soon as well. Don't forget, May. Artisan
Better
series.
be watching Netflix. Y'all better be watching Netflix in May.
Netflix with the TV
What is it
show,
gonna be
my
called? What is it
TikTok,
gonna be called
Cash
again?
Cash. It's called the Artisan Project.
The Artisan Project. Y'all remember that? Y'all keep that in your mind. So when y'all see that, y'all gonna see this man on there.
Going
The Artisan
crazy.
Project, man. I'm definitely gonna like I said, when you get the trailers and everything, send it to me so I can go ahead and share them as well, man.
Yes, sir.
That's going to be dope, man.
We're going nuts.
That's huge. That's huge, man. Yo, y'all can catch us, of course, man. Facebook, Instagram, Radioactive_podcast, YouTube, Radioactive Podcast, Facebook, Radioactive Podcast, man. But look, you know we live. This is Radioactive Podcast. Peace.
Peace.